Some people go for gold, then lose sight of the shine. And the sparkle that once was gets tarnished in mind. They forget what they was after they fall off the track, and their vision that was vivid gets lost in pitch black. Age starts to take place like a bomb that keeps ticking, and they regret not chasing after it after they had the ambition. The ambition fades away like a red on a rose, and the regret sucks the life from everybody, I suppose. But my rose ain't red, it won't die but ain't fake. But when I die, I'll drown myself in these lyrics I speak. White light. I ain't no stranger to the rain. I put the sunshine in my gray clouds. Worked hard for where I'm at, so it's easier for me to sleep now. But I don't sleep, I walk the roads from stop sign to street name. No yellow marks on these back roads, so I paint the lines to pave my way. And these frame pics on my wall for my top 10s on these music charts. Represent these small towns you'll never see with a big heart. And these lyrics in my songs are the warm spot like a car heart. Don't ever forget that one place that made you that person that you are. Many miles I've roamed, wheels turning on that one lane. Last year's boots, broken souls, chasing wasn't they. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. Let the rain come down till I can't hear myself think. Let the rain come down and drown the radio out in this little S10. I wanna go back sometimes to sitting inside it doing nothing. Chilling with all my friends on the tailgate, rolling up and jamming something. Yeah, young gone, I was one of those. Put Jack D in my Dr. Pepper. Had stickers all on my back glass of my truck. It made the shit look better. Just a poor boy dreaming too big for the town that I was raised up in. That's why I represent the underdogs. I want them to know that they can win. Many miles I've roamed, wheels turning on that one lane. Last year's boots, broken souls, chasing wasn't they. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. Many miles I've roamed, wheels turning on that one lane. Last year's boots, broken souls, chasing wasn't they. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
No one ever said, wow, I can't wait for the same old, same old. So let's start a mutiny against monotony and replace the usual with the unusual. Tonight calls for an alluring blend of premium Caribbean rum, Wisconsin cream, and Mexican spice. Tonight calls for rum chata. Rum chata. Have your unusual. Produced and bottled by Agave Loco Brands, Pewaukee, Wisconsin. All rights reserved. To find out more, visit rumchata.com or tap the banner below.
A new chapter for listening is here with audiobooks on Spotify. Now, you can explore more than 300,000 audiobooks from genres and authors you love, all in one place. And it's easy to get going, too. Simply find what you like and purchase to listen. To unlock titles, tap the banner to learn more.
My world was green, growing up in Tennessee. Back roads can stretch all night in the bed of a Dixieland delight. Them old country hits fit my town just right. Don't take a cowboy's hat and fishing's better at night. On the dusty side of Music City, where the girls hit the river in camouflage bikini, and the boys got blue tattoos for days. I'm getting sunburned in the summer, catching hella sun rays. And the local young guns got trucks too loud, but the local rock stars in the small ass town. Yeah, we ain't scared, and we don't raise no sissies. On the dusty side of Music City, there's a town 20 minutes away, covered in silos and bell-driven hay. A farmer sweating bullets, riding with Joe Diffie play. If it ain't John Deere, grinning ain't parked at my place. Footsteps in the woods that will
simple on and off switches. So anyways, that's my how to memorize exact syntax for every command. So the way, if you look at the top section of the line, you'll see that the first option, it goes all the way over here until the or, and then the second option continues until the end of the second line. Now let's go ahead and start with the second option, because we need to learn about coordinates, which are the, and then jump and place it now are the X, Y, and Z to where we want to go. Teleport to actually isn't a player, it's an entity.
YouTube Shorts present.
And then, so first off, 1631, 64 minus 29. Rail, while you're still on the so we're going to put down a command, and we want to put in the first, that's all you got, TP at player, 1518, 63 minus 225.
And the reason is because a lot of things have already happened, and however, repeating command blocks can be power hungry because they run a command every single game tick. So you just need to be really careful when using repeating command blocks, because they can start to slow down your single player and your multiplayer worlds. So the first command block we're going to cover is the impulse command block. This command block is used when the player steps on a pressure plate at the very beginning of that boss fight, and they are given a couple of items. Now, we use an impulse command block with a couple of chain command blocks in that example, and we'll get to that. But item 2, and then you can list out any Minecraft item that you want to give to the player. So in this case, we're going to give the player a diamond helmet. Now, a couple of other things that are really important to note here is I'm on Java Edition. I know Bedrock Edition is going to needs redstone, which means redstone is going to activate this command when the redstone signal goes high. So when I step on this pressure plate, I should get a diamond helmet. When the redstone, then you need to say needs redstone, which means redstone is going to activate this command when the redstone signal goes high. So when I step on this pressure plate, I should get a diamond helmet. And there it is. The next command block that we're going to cover is the chain command block, which is this green one, chain into each other. So and I was given all of this gear, and there were messages that were thrown. First, we used an impulse command. So in your doom. First, you need to say needs redstone. stone, which means when I step on this pressure plate, I should get a diamond helmet. And there it is. The next command block that we're going to cover is the chain command block, which is this green one here. Now, is going to run because I'm going to be given a helmet. However, I'm in creative mode, so let's try to do something a little different. Like, let's try to give a player all players on the server who are in the game mode of survival a helmet. So I am not in the survival mode, so this command will probably fail, and that means
How did you die?
Poverty.
Choose your birthplace. The Vikings again?
No.
Alright, let's choose something random.
totally switching things up. We've been thinking about going into the new year and changing things up around this podcast studio here, like doing something different, either with the desk or completely getting rid of the desk. We're thinking about just going with couches, just like kind of making the environment, the podcast studio,
More
just
chill.
like a little bit more chill. Yeah, a little bit like more open and free, less like desky and set up.
But also more spread out. Where Evan's sitting on the couch right now, which you guys can't see if you're watching on YouTube, he would be on camera in a sense.
we are
It'd
doing
be
that
like
then.
very. I kind of like the spread outness, but obviously we haven't made our mind up yet. But we are going to be changing the set. I don't know what we're gonna do with this sweet like table that we had made. It's really cool, but we definitely got our use worth. But
57 podcast, 58.
I wouldn't be mad about sitting on a couch while talking to you guys. This is great, but if I can like lean back.
Yeah, I think the thing about the podcast table is it is nice, but it does feel like a little, I don't want to say formal, but if it's in more of like a relaxed setting, like it might be a little bit more like flowing and easygoing almost, and like less intimidating if we have like guests or like our friends just sit down. Just because like being up in Minnesota, as you guys have seen, like there's very few guests that we can have on here just because like the lack of people to come on. But we have so many friends that have like interesting stories or just honestly shoot the shit with us.
Or funny.
That we're like, dude, you should come on our podcast and let's just have a good time and like chop it up. And then they sit down and it's like feels formal.
Yeah,
like, it feels, you got the lights, you got the cameras, and it's harder to have a conversation versus just sitting on the couch or sitting down in the shop just shooting the shit. So we're trying to think of like, how do we, continue to make these programs, but bring on just like our friends to just have conversations with.
Yeah, it's just like what we were. So before this, we were sitting down eating, and me, Ben, Evan, and our boy Fast was downstairs, and we were having this really funny, awesome conversation. We're like, damn, this would have been great on the podcast, but like you don't ever get into sometimes you don't get into those. Either way, we need more cameras around the room. Like, what do you think, Jamie?
Recording on Zoom? Who still does that?
Thankfully, with Riverside, you can record on.
Oh, can't even be mad at the guy. Yeah. Can't even be mad at the guy.
Jamie.
Snipe.
I got a couple more months or weeks of exclusivity.
James.
You actually can't have Busch
I didn't even
Light?
realize that.
I think technically online I am supposed to be just drinking Coors.
Well, good for you.
Dude, I got
You drink Coors every day.
I do.
The only thing you drink is Coors. You don't drink water, milk, pop, nothing. Just
My
Coors.
favorite, I small call out here is because it just cracked me up. When you reach into the fridge, you grabbed a Mountain Dew, then you kept the door open with your forearm, grabbed a Coors, looked at them both, put the Mountain Dew back.
Decided it's time.
They both look good.
Want to know the actual thing that was going on in my head is I recently started drinking Apple Crown and Mountain Dews. And I was like, I'm going to mix up an Apple Crown and Mountain Dew. And then I was like, that might be a little extreme for right now. So then I grabbed a beer instead. Darn good.
It's a lot of sugar.
There's a lot of sugar.
It is funny, though. I will say, with going back to the podcast, the amount of people that listen to it that are actually, like, associates of us or
I was going to say real people.
Acquaintances is alarming. Like, I'll go places, and now they'll be like, yeah, like, your guys' issue with the mechanic. Like,
And
did you ever
they
get that
already
solved?
know.
I'm like, did I tell you about this?
Did you
And
all?
they're like, well, on the last podcast. I'm like, you listen to the podcast? And they're like, yeah, I listen to everyone. I'm like, oh my, okay.
Oh my.
I got to straighten up on there.
I did
our
feel the same thing.
So, the other day, Greta's brother got held at gunpoint and robbed in the cities.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, on the U of M campus.
Oh, her little brother.
That is not cool.
No.
I was hoping you were going to say, like, in Mexico or something like.
No, dude, in Minneapolis.
I'm saying
Are guns less scary in
Minneapolis
Mexico?
is gone to
No,
shit.
but it's a lot more likely to happen. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, he was walking into his frat house, just like literally behind the house.
It was the other frat, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
No. And yeah,
Frat violence.
Some guy was like, I hope I'm not like outing them or like they're upset that I'm like telling the story. I just think it's like crazy and it kind of just shows like where everything has kind of gone to shit. But especially close to us, it didn't feel like Minnesota would like be like this. But yeah, he was like walking to his frat house, and this guy put down his window and was like, "Come here," and what do you do when you're in an alley? It was like a tiny little alleyway, and he like goes up to the window, and the guy pulls out a gun, points it at him, and is like, "Give me your phone and your wallet." Makes him open up his phone, give the code, and then go into iCloud and delete his iCloud so like the phone isn't trackable.
Oh my gosh.
And then he couldn't remember the code, so he like had him tell him like 5 times and was like, "I'm gonna sell the phone. Like I need to know the code." And then thankfully let him go. Yeah.
Who knew that forgetting your iCloud password, which happens every time, would come in handy? So did you not take his phone?
No, he took his phone.
Oh.
No, he took his phone, he took his wallet, took everything.
Oh, I thought he gave his phone back to him because he couldn't figure out the code.
No. The guy couldn't remember his phone code.
Oh.
So he asked him like 5 times.
What a fucking idiot. You gotta be on top of this type of stuff. You're doing armed robbery in an alley?
Something tells me the guys doing armed robberies in alleys aren't the smartest guys to remember codes. But
anyway.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
In on campus or just off campus?
Yeah, I mean,
the frat house is right on campus.
Yeah.
That is so messed up.
Was it like someone his age? Our age?
No, he said he was like an older guy. And I guess like the cops have been watching him. And there's like video cameras of the incident and everything. But like he was in a unmarked car, didn't have license plate.
Oh, no plates.
And he's just driving around, and now he's like at large technically. Like he's probably still doing the same shit. So when that happened, me and Greta started looking at like the crime reports in the cities, and dude, that's just like one of 50 things that happened that day.
Right.
Yeah, probably that hour.
It was small, I'm sure, in the scale of it, which is not to even try to minimize it, but that's crazy. Like that's got to be pretty scarring, obviously, for him having a gun pointed at you. You don't know if you don't know if the guy's gonna pull the trigger.
Right.
And thank God he didn't, obviously.
I guess it's definitely gonna make him more careful. I mean, I'm not saying
Of
like,
what?
he should-
Of walking?
No, but I'm just saying like I don't think it's
just your living like situations.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's the
just,
worst.
dude.
But I'm just like, if that's what it is gonna be in Minneapolis, then that's what it's gonna be. And I'm just like, hopefully he's got his guard up. I don't want him to ever even walk over to a car that says "Come here."
I love how Micah just
know what you need to
I
do.
love how Micah just told. Hopefully he learned his lesson when Mike hasn't fucking
A
learned his lesson.
guy puts down his window, he points a gun at you and says, "Come here." What are you gonna do? Run away?
Well, Mike would have been
That's his fault for not being out after dark and wearing those type of clothes.
No, it's at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been wearing those type of clothes, you know?
It was in the middle of the afternoon.
Wow, that's actually pretty
I'm not saying he learned his lesson. I'm just like, damn, I bet he's gonna be careful walking around now. Like not even like just.
What do you mean?
Like
I don't
he's
know,
not roaming
like-
aura without his piece or his boys.
Right.
What do you mean careful? It's like where you live. I feel
Right. He's got to be careful.
What would he have done differently?
I'm not saying he
Not
should have
go to
done anything
college.
differently.
Just dropped out.
See,
Not-
that's
yeah,
what happens when
not
you go to
moving to
college.
Minneapolis.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm not saying you should have done anything
is
different.
what you're saying is like being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah,
more,
just being
or what?
aware that the chances of that happening are extremely higher than when he comes home to DL. When he comes home.
Oh yeah. That's what. It's just like a completely different.
But like it
living
actually,
situation.
oh shit, that actually happened to me. I've heard this happening to people in Minneapolis like all the time. That happened to me.
What's super annoying, I've talked to certain people that live in the cities that completely deny the living situations being dangerous. And I don't understand
What do they live in Minnetonka?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's why. Yeah, shit, you live in the nicest city.
No, I think it's people that live outside that don't want to recognize what's happening in the city almost. Or I think, which is even more like delusional or worse, is that it's like a political stance where you don't want to admit that it is dangerous or that like things are happening because it looks bad on your politician that you support.
I'd agree with that.
Which I'm like, dude, at what point is it just not worth it? Like, put politics aside,
Put pride aside.
the pride aside, like the safety of civilians, random civilians in a town just because of like a certain policy.
Right. Dude, I agree 100%.
Political agenda? I don't know.
It's like they don't care about the integrity of their beloved city, you know? They're just like letting it go.
Do you remember, Ryan?
I don't think they view it like that though.
They don't. That's
Well, obviously, and I mean, look at politics from either side, and they'll both argue. Yeah, they'll both argue against each other, and I don't think either are probably right. But almost putting a sense of like humanity aside and trying to make it something political when it shouldn't be that. No human should be put in that position. Like, dude,
Yeah.
can you imagine being held at gunpoint?
Was
and
he
robbed?
pretty jarred from it? Was he pretty shooken up?
Well, I think
Or how's he taking it? I mean, having someone point a gun at you and not knowing whether they're going to pull the trigger or not, it's got to be pretty,
It was pretty scary
you know,
when it happened to me.
jarring.
Yeah, I guess like
that's
on
right.
like
It
a,
did-
yeah.
it did kinda happen.
And I was in a car.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. It didn't really happen
Yeah.
like that.
So I
but-
guess
Oh,
like,
so him getting a gun pointed at him was different than
just
mine?
doesn't
Yeah,
mean
Ryan, you're being a little bitch. What are you talking
Hold up. What are you talking about in your Jeep?
Yeah.
He didn't have a gun in his hand.
Yes.
He had a gun.
Since when?
Oh, the
Did
guy
he?
pointed a gun at us?
Fuck.
Is this
Yes.
dude
Oh,
stupid?
Are you
It's on
fucking
camera.
No, he did. He did. I blacked out, but he didn't point it at you.
He pointed at us, and I said
No, he
he's
didn't.
not going to pull
No,
the
he didn't
trigger. I
lift it
know
up.
he won't.
No, he didn't lift
He
it
just
up.
had it.
Jesus Christ.
Did he?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, it does. It does. Did he lift it up?
No.
Yeah, I was waving it around like
Fucking
this.
pointed at us.
Was he?
I don't
Yes.
think
I was
don't
like,
think
he
ever
ain't
went
gonna
like
Yes,
this.
he did. No, he did.
I don't think
No,
he
he
ever
didn't.
went like this.
Okay, next time when you tell the story and you go, Ryan had a gun pulled on him, the guy was this close to his head, and then I have to go, oh no, remember? He didn't even have a gun in his hand.
Was Ben in the same car as everyone else?
Yeah, I
He
don't
was in
know.
the back seat. He couldn't see. That's why he wasn't freaking out.
Totally. All right. Okay. So speaking of calling my co-host out, I'm gonna start with something that has been very personal to me, and I kind of dragged you guys into it because I've been trying to get to the bottom of it for the past like 3 weeks now. I walked into my office on a Saturday morning.
Oh no.
And there was puke on my floor. I was very confused, as you can imagine. And I was like, what happened last night? That why would there be throw up in my office? Right? So I start like asking the guys like, hey, did you have like a dog over here like this early this morning? Did you happen to throw up in my office? You know, I'm just going around asking everyone. And I asked CJ, and he's very confused, and Ryan and Ken and Evan, and I go, well, there's only one guy left. I go, there's only one person it could be, right? The last guy. So I go and ask Mike, hey, did you throw up in my office? And Mike goes, no. Why would I throw up in your office? And I go, what the? Okay, all right. Well, everyone said no. We go about the day, and Mike then comes to all of us a little bit later and goes, who ate my rice? And I'm like, the rice that's been in the fridge right next to my office.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I did not eat your rice. I hear Mike go to everyone else. Did you eat my rice?
I didn't go to everyone, but
I'm pretty confused, right? And Mike is finally like, geez, dude, you're making such a big deal about this throw up. I'll just clean it up if you're gonna go around talking about it all day. And
no, this happened.
And so
in the
then I'm
span
starting
of like
to feel
20. minutes.
I'm starting to feel a little bit guilty because I'm like, man, maybe I am making a big deal about this. I'm accusing everyone, and like, I still like maybe some random dog walked up in my office and threw up. Anyway, so the following Thursday comes along, and I'm sitting there editing the video, and I'm rolling my chair around, and I keep hearing like a crunch, and I'm like, what is that crunch? And I finally look down and like get real close to the carpet, and I'm like, oh my God, there's rice in my carpet. So then I'm like, whoever threw up in my office must have ate Mike's rice and spilt it sitting at my desk. So I go, well, we got security cameras for a reason.
Oh, yes.
So I start looking, and thankfully, the corner of my office is right at the edge.
No way! No way!
Right at the edge.
Who did it?
I see somebody sit down at my desk.
Why does he have his flashlight on?
This is my personal space. Keep this in mind, all right? At my desk. I see somebody sit down at my desk.
Why does he have his flashlight on?
This is my personal space. Keep this in mind, all right? I feel very violated at this point.
Did you not know that there was
I see somebody come in. I see somebody come in. Oh. I go, I knew it. I knew it. There was somebody sitting at my desk eating rice at 2:45 or whatever time it is a.m. And this goes on for about 15 minutes, keep in mind. Just enough time. Just enough time to eat an entire bowl of rice. Okay? And I'm like, that son of a bitch, who could it be? Because Mike had some friends over that night. And I go, Mike had friends over that night. I guarantee they ate Mike's rice and then sat at my desk and ate Mike's rice. And then threw up on the way out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go, all right, we got other security cameras. I'm going to look. Okay, here it is. Walking out more reflective. And at this point, I'm like, oh, wait a second.
Who's this reflective man?
And then I see him come in. There's the culprit. Look at this fucking idiot, dude. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's still holding the bowl of rice. He's still holding it.
The most impressive part is not only did you black out so hard that you ate your own rice
and accused everyone of eating
everyone else of doing it.
I didn't accuse everyone of eating my rice.
Just me and Ben.
And then you threw up in my office.
I don't think I threw up either, because.
But you also don't think you ate the rice.
No, no.
Something's not adding up here,
Things
Mike.
are changing. I'm ready to fess up for sure.
Okay, I'm good for it.
When I cleaned it up,
because I have been going straight up, Mike. I went full on like Nancy Drew mode there for a couple
you totally
days.
Did. Absolutely, which is how you figured it out. And I was not lying to you from like a pathological standpoint.
Just that you didn't want to admit it.
No,
he was just blacked out.
No, because
drunk,
I did have
himself of it. Right.
Maybe
There's something to be said about that. After I got to the bottom of it, I was a little salty. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, the dude's not a liar. I think he was just that drunk. He straight up doesn't even know.
He's not a liar.
But also,
He's just an idiot.
It was like me not wanting to believe it, but it was the fact that I did have friends over that I was like, So then I went to clean it up because I knew it was still my responsibility. It was clearly not Ben who spilled it. And then as I'm cleaning it up,
it out of his guts.
Spilled whatever. I look closely at it because if it is throw up, I'm clearly like, ugh, that's fucking gross. Even if it's mine. I cleaned it up and it looked like it was just a spill. It's just the way it was.
What?
I looked at a spill of yum yum sauce, bro, on the rice.
Oh.
You couldn't smell that? So it may be weird, but it's probably mine. And as I'm getting closer to it, I'm like, this is the rice, the yum yum sauce on the rice. So then I'm cleaning it up. I'm like, thank goodness this isn't actually throw up. You could just tell. It was just yum yum sauce and a little bit of rice and a couple steak pieces. Right then and there, I was like, that's me. That's the rice, bro.
Okay, that actually does make me feel better.
So then it would have felt weird because that was the day that when we filmed the last podcast or a couple podcasts ago with your dad. Your dad was here, even kind of roasted me too, and I couldn't bring myself to fess up then and there because I would have got roasted.
You didn't need to fess up because everybody knew it was you. You were the only one here after 10 p.m.
To be fair, I was watching the cameras because I went home and went to bed early that night, and I kept getting motion things. I'm like, what what the hell is going on?
See, we
at
don't get those on this camera.
I do. I set it up.
Oh, nice.
And it was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm sitting there. I'm watching the cameras because there's this group of random ass dudes I've never seen before in my life, and you two aren't anywhere to be found. You were gone, and there was this group of random dudes hanging out. They picked up our camera. They were walking around checking stuff out. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? And I'm kind of just watching them. And I'm watching them, and then finally, Mike and Evan come rolling in. That's what they look like, kind of. And then, some time passes. And I was like, all right, they're there. Everything's good now. I was at first like, what the fuck? What's going on? Well, at least I felt a little better.
No, it's just funny that the worst thing that was happening was me making Ben's office my personal
right.
space.
Well,
Why Ben's office, though?
Yeah, why my office, Mike?
Now kind of hearing this unfold and that truly, like, seeing that camera footage of me in there, that's, like, entertaining to me. I know it's still not cool, but, like,
when you get so nerve-wracking.
Why Ben's office, though?
I don't know. That's what's entertaining to me. Like, why did I'm going to grab my rice and go, Ben's office is looking comfy. I'm going to sit down on his desk, spill rice everywhere.
It's like when your boss is out and you go and take a shit on his desk.
No.
But it said you just didn't have to, so you puked on his floor.
Yeah.
He'll never know it's me.
No, that's what I mean.
Reflective jacket in the window. Imagine
he'll
never know. You shit on your desk and just playing it off, and you just see the camera footage of Mike.
No, it's
You
pretty.
see him get up. You see his face through the window. Well, hold on. What's he doing facing backwards? My favorite part though was
wait. Sorry. Before you say that, I'm sorry, Ben. I would never maliciously also do anything in your space, but I do find it so funny that I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this rice in Ben's office and just make it home.
I appreciate the apology, Mike.